bridge, a highway bridge that went over a creek. And when they repaired the bridge, they did an overhaul of the surface and of the actual bridge, the structure itself. One of the things I noticed in the construction process was that they threw up barricades and barriers to redirect traffic around the work area. And they quickly threw up those barriers and barricades that redirected traffic while they completed the project. But the actual work on the bridge took a long, long time to develop and to complete. The bridge would represent your heart. And those barriers and barricades redirecting traffic, we throw those up whenever we're hurt or there's a damaged area, a damaged relationship, or our heart is hurt, or we've been betrayed, or there's anger or frustration or resentment in our relationship. And we throw these barriers and barricades up to redirect traffic away from that work area or that damaged area. And I just want to encourage you tonight that if you've thrown walls up, if you've thrown barriers and barricades up, it's time for those to come down. We're talking tonight about making bitter better. And I don't want to see you struggle, and I don't want to see you potentially damage more relationships and sow unwillingly and unmindfully sowing seeds of bitter and resentment that will affect many generations to come. It's time for a change. It's time to tear those walls down. It's time, as those bridges are being repaired into hurts and being taken care of, damaged hearts and minds, and relationships being restored and repaired, or you personally being healed of a broken heart or resentment or frustration. I just want to encourage you tonight to allow God to help you identify those roots of bitterness and take the axe to them and destroy them so that you can have the kind of life that He intended for you to have. Admonishments and warnings of those around you who are in fellowship with you. And what can happen is you can start to have conversations with yourself, and you can start to make comparisons of yourself with other people. And that's a dangerous place to be. Paul said in Corinthians that it's not wise to compare yourself with and by the standard of other people. It's not wise to do that. We're to use the Word of God as our measurement. So as natural as it is to want to withdraw and be alone and be by yourself, come to a place in your mind where you decide that it's not good for you to withdraw out of the mainstream of relationships. As you've thrown those walls up for your protection, be careful to not make that your place of permanent residence. And be honest and check yourself. Has bitterness crept into your life? It will affect every area of your life. It will affect your health. It will affect other relationships. It will affect your mindset and your performance. I like the verse that says, as a man thinks in his heart, so he is. What thoughts do you dwell on? Do you dwell on revenge? What thoughts? Are you angry? Do your thoughts take you to a place of frustration? Do your thoughts take you away from the peace and the joy and the love of God? You know, the Word says that the joy of the Lord is your strength. To be strong in the Lord is to have joy. One of the other ways that you can protect yourself is to create boundaries for yourself. Sometimes we haphazardly go through our lives and we allow other people to determine and dictate the boundaries for our lives. But I want to encourage you tonight to take responsibility for your own life and create healthy boundaries that will keep people away from areas that they should not be allowed to speak in, only certain people and trusted people, and then also for you yourself to be able to go into areas where you may have been afraid of before. It was for freedom that Christ set us free. And the Word says, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. So with that being said, what is it that would hold you back from having a free heart and mind? Creating boundaries is so important for you to take responsibility and define the parameters of what you will allow and what you won't allow. And one of those boundaries is in the area of giving. There are people who have given and given and given and given of themselves only to be taken advantage of and taken advantage of and taken advantage of, to the point where they extend themselves so much that they allow resentment to come in. And you have to define the boundary of not giving more than you can afford to lose. As we come to the conclusion of making bitter better, I just want to challenge you to just empty yourself, empty your mind, and this may take some time, a process. You may need to write some things out that you need to forget about, and once you write them out, then make it an objective to not remember those things. You know, a byproduct of forgiveness is forgetfulness. What God forgives, He forgets. And what a great pattern for us as well. What we've been forgiven of, then we should forget about. Don't allow resentment. Don't allow anger. Don't allow thoughts of the past to come in and rob you of having a healthy future. We've been talking about making bitter better tonight, and you can see more videos, and also I have a great book on relationships, Successfully Single, Building Better Relationships, available at Amazon in ebook form, and also Barnes and Noble as an ebook, and then on my website in the printed version. You can order those today. Those are great books, and I discuss things like forgiving, forgetting, resentment, anger, creating boundaries. Talk about a lot of those things, and I would like to hear your questions and also prayer requests, and you can do that at my website, Keeping It Real, MichaelMcDermott.com. Keeping It Real, MichaelMcDermott.com. You can go on the website and go to the contact link, click on the contact link, and then you'll be there and you can fill in your information and your question. And I would love to pray with you and answer questions that you have. You know, it's so important that we partner with each other. That we talked earlier about isolating yourself. It's so important to partner with people. And I want to stand with you and agree with you. A strand of 2 or 3 cords is not so easily broken. And I need you to pray with me, and I know that you need me to stand with you in prayer. And we'll do that in agreement, and we'll see some things accomplished and great change take place in your life. This is Michael McDermott, Keeping It Real, MichaelMcDermott.com. And I hope to see you again next Thursday at 7. You can friend me at Facebook, follow me on Twitter. You can see my YouTube videos at Keeping It Real Ministry. Keeping It Real Ministry on YouTube, and also the website, Keeping It Real, MichaelMcDermott.com. And I hope that you have a great week.